Today, I want everyone to have a clear understanding of what the medical sales interview process really is, and that's a sales call. Okay, so before we move forward, please make sure you subscribe by clicking the subscription button to my YouTube channel on the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, guys, so that's exactly what it is. Don't over think it. It's essentially a sales call. So from when you first start looking for jobs, when you first start applying, to when you are pre-call planning before the interview, interviewing with the hiring manager until you get the job. It's basically a sales call. And trust me, all these hiring managers, that's how they're treating you. They're constantly assessing you on how you do during this process to see how you would be in front of their customers. Because they care about two things. Number one, you're going to be good with their customers. And number two, you're going to be a good fit for the team. And can everyone work with you? So they want to make sure that those two things you check off both those boxes during the interview process. So for instance, before the interview, you always have to be reaching out to individuals that work with that hiring manager. This is your pre-call planning. You don't just go in there and do a little research of the company online and research the hiring manager on LinkedIn. You got to go further than that. You got to go deeper. So make sure that you're having conversations with members of the team to get more insight to not only the territory, to how it works with the manager, to how it's to work with the company. Because you want to relay that information, and be prepared when you're going into the interview. This is exactly what you would do before you meet with a physician. You don't want to just go in blind. You want to learn more about that physician by speaking to members of his team, by speaking with other individuals that could have previously called on him at your company, whatever previous notes you may have, anything that you need to get ahead, you want to do that pre-call planning. So trust me, the hiring manager expects you to do this because you're not going to stand out unless you do. So that's what they want to see. They want to see the pre-call plan. And then when you're actually in front of them, a lot of times they're throwing out objections about your resume or about your past and your experiences because they want to see how you handle the objections. Because this is what happens when you're with a physician. If you're coming off you're talking too much, or you're not able to clearly relay why you're the best fit for this role, they have a problem with that because you're not going to be able to clearly relay why your product is the best for that physician and his practice. So trust me, guys, they treat this whole process just like it's a sales call. We all hate role playing. I know everyone gets uncomfortable with that, but you gotta practice that and get ready, because that's essentially what you're doing during the interview process. It's basically a sales role play. The difference is the product is you, so you have to sell yourself to the hiring manager, who's AKA the physician, in order to get the job. So go into every interview process thinking just that this is a chance to really illustrate and show off your sales ability, but start from that pre-call plan to when you're closing and actually getting the offer. It's the same thing as closing and getting a purchase order, or getting a commitment from a doctor to prescribe your drug or utilize your services or your product. Okay, guys, so definitely give this a shot and let me know how it works out.